Well, hey there, and welcome to the Homa Hangout. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a good week. It's Friday, and we are back for a little bit more FPS action this week, following on from the ideation show last week, where we broke down all the good stuff about FPS, all game design and player types, and all of that stuff. So, I highly recommend going and checking that out in the channel. Or, of course, inside the Academy, you can get the downloads that go along with that stream and all our other streams, of course, over inside Homa Lab, where you'll find loads of other tools and lots of other game developer resources that you really shouldn't be without. And, of course, if you want to, you can come and join me over on the Discord throughout the week. And if LinkedIn is more your jam, then you can come and join our hybrid casual group on LinkedIn. And the links are in the description of this video, so I'd love to see you over there in all the things, the Discord, the Hey Academy, over on here, of course, where you're going to like and subscribe because you love us, and we're going to get into it right now. What is up in the chat? Good to see everybody. What is up, Chris? What is up, Colette? What is up, Jilly? What is up, Udale? What is up, Bayram Sultan? Good to see you all here. How you all doing? So, we are going to play through a couple of the games today. We're going to have a brief look at Agent Action. Agent Hunt. I do apologise. Bit of a slip there. Agent Hunt, of course, and then Wildwest Cowboy, which is a much more mature game, and we're going to dig into a little bit of the monetization of that, I think, today, because the game design and the monetization, it's very much a hybrid game, and I want to go a little bit deeper on that sort of stuff today for you, because I think it's super interesting and something that you want to be considering, even maybe not so much in the prototyping stage at the beginning, but in your game design documents and the vision of the game that you want to portray to the publishing managers when we get to that stage. So great to see you here. What is up, Frantic? What is up, Tom? What is up, Udall? Again, you promoted the competitor. I did, I know. Never mind. I'll get over it. Andy, good to see you here. We will go to some questions along the way, but I'm going to jump into things today pretty fast. And we're going to open up Agent Hunt. And let's go into that now. And if you, as always, you can ask any questions that you want throughout the stream today. That's what we're here for. Hopefully we can play on airplane mode. Straight into the action here. And we're going to go through this game design, because it's way more of a hyper casual plus type game, this one, whereas Wild West Cowboy, as I mentioned, is really more of a hybrid, which I think we should be concentrating on now. Okay. How come I don't know about such a group? Well, I don't know, Udall. You should go and check the links in the description and you'll see that over there. All right, and I want to just do real quick before we get started. Hearing about the UA part of SPS games and how the creatives should relatively look like. Well, we can cover some of that. And I think what will be interesting here, as we go and play through the games, you have a look of what would be a good subsection to focus in on for the CPI video. So, obviously, when we're doing more advanced and scaling on the CPI videos, we will be manipulating the videos and doing way more marketability type stuff. But for your prototypes, we want pure gameplay for the most part. So what would be the most exciting parts of the action to highlight in the first 5 seconds of CPI? So this will be a good exercise for you to say, okay, look out for those moments in the games that we're playing now, and perhaps think about how you can translate that into your games that you're making and what you want to capture. All right, so into Agent Hunt here. Agent Hunt, of course, inside the Homa portfolio. Go and grab it. And we have a really simple onboarding here. I think I might be in a bit of a level because we opened these up before. But hold to aim and a nice pointer arrow here. So onboarding is really smart here. And I'm on an iPad here, so it'd be interesting. I can move the camera around here. I actually didn't know that. How about that? Very nice indeed. And when I touch on the crosshair here, we'll be able to shoot. The chat disappeared. The chat did disappear. How about that? Good shout, Giles. I have no idea. I can still see your chat, so don't be shy. Not sure why the chat just disappeared like that, but let's go and shoot this dude. Headshot, very nice. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to flick back real quick. And let's just see if that does something for our chat. And hopefully it will. Alright, so very easy first level there. Obviously we can make it super easy for the player at the start and get them used to the controls, which is always the best thing to do. We are presented here with the first level completion or mission completion screen, and you can see at the top here we've got our level progression bar built into I want to say 10 or 12 segments there. I think 12. And what's really interesting here, and I especially like this one because it now shows us that we are moving on to yellow 2, indicated by the yellow there. That's tied into the continue button, so it's a real nice and cohesive palette with that. The other thing we can notice that on level 6 we have a star icon within that, and that does 2 or 3 different things really. Firstly, it indicates that there's something going to happen on that, which gives us the motivation as a player to head towards it. It piques our interest, and it also looks like it gives us something to look forward to on the way to the boss level at the end there. So that's really critical when you're doing your games, to understand why you want to be influencing the player emotionally like this, to just give them the heads up, to show them that things are coming and they just don't have a big grind at the end. We'll often see in some other games that you will have multiple icons when they're split out into levels like this, in which case you can always add something like a mini level or a little early bonus game like we talked about last week, and that's always good to know. So we can see that we've got an early one here at number 6. The chat, let's try one more time. Someone can just say something in the chat there for me. It's often the way that things break, but I can see your chat, so keep your questions coming in. What is up, Sultan, by the way? Good to see you here. So yeah, we've got the multiply here. I have airplane mode on right now. So you'll see a spinning icon and grayed out video to multiply on that button, which we would tap at the hopefully the ×5 to multiply our winnings for that level. So again, very standard. We see these now. It's actually kind of hard to remember a time when these gamification of the rewarded video here wasn't there, but a staple part and something else you want to be considering. Again, not necessarily for the prototypes, because we won't want monetization in the first prototypes, but this is the sort of thing that we want to see included and that you're thinking about, and obviously how this would influence all the economy within the game as you progress. Boo, it says Frantic, and yes, the chat is on a Burton. We will try something else in a minute. Well done, Chris. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Looks like the chat gods are against us today, but keep them coming in. I'm reading what you're saying, so that's really cool. All right, so that's the basic of the end of level here. We have an accuracy of 100%, headshot 1 of 1, and a health of 100%, all of which are rewarded via the soft currency here, which are coins, which is very smart indeed, totaling up to 350, and therefore adding to our pot that we can then upgrade stuff later on. So like I said, pretty interesting stuff. Next screen here, which is even nicer, that we are reminded again of the level progression bar with that icon really quite prominent there on level 6. We have the district that we're in, mission number 2, and now we know we have 2 targets and a bounty of 200. So very nice. Let's have a quick look at the weapons here. So a beautiful set of models here in the shop, nicely animated guns, and this is the sort of quality that we're looking for. You'll see here it's these really nicely polished stuff just spinning around when we're selecting the other ones. The icons that we're selecting here, so this one's 7,500, but it's lit up to so we know that we've selected that one. The one that we currently have is green, with a little tick next to it. All these small things that adds to the quality and the production value. So yeah, I know all that, but have you done this in your game? Do you have plans? And are you making sure that these touches are built in by default on the stuff you're doing? Also, let's have a quick look at these. We can scroll down here and go right down to the super duper one at 45k, and we have a sniper set here which are also super nice. So congrats to the team here, they're really nice. And that's our basic shop there. Does look very mid-core. Yeah, it does look, I think it's not mid-core, it's swinging to more hyper than hybrid, I would say. I'm just going to go into the store here. We'll go through that in a minute. But yeah, it's just the production value and the level of the graphics that I want you to concentrate on, because this is the sort of stuff that's being demanded right now. The days of loose rubbish prototypes being tested is pretty much over now. Quality has to be better, and I want you guys to understand that to give you the best chance for yours as well. Alright, so you'll see a couple of the spinning here and no prices because we're on airplane mode. A rewarded video right at the top. Remove ads, the big banner at the top. Very nice indeed. And we can buy coins here up to 2 million. Very nice. We will go through the economy on the repost on Monday, so I'll make sure you know all about that. But you'll want to be thinking how the economy is working in your games to ensure that the flow is right and the rewards are adequate, and you're trying to lean into any pinch points you might have. Can you just not buy that second gun until you reach the end, like the 12th level or something? Things like that. Things to consider about gamifying your game in such a way that you're thinking about the monetization, right? What is up, Conti? Good to see you here. If mid-core and casual pubs are acquiring hyper users using fake ads, it's time we do whatever we can to attempt to grab their players. And that includes adding elements like these from their games, which are easily reproducible as such. Well, I'm not sure how to answer that. I think you're right. The most important thing, as ever, is to concentrate on your game and make sure I'm going to nick George's phrase from last week. You're mimicking the market, and right now we're seeing that the more hyper realistic stuff is working, and that's where we want to be making our prototypes for. All right, let's just play another one because I want to spend the majority of time on the cowboy game today. Let's just play another couple of levels here. But very nice indeed. Really good theme on the agent. James Bond, John Wick. Controls are super nice, even though I'm really rubbish. Slightly different on iPad. I played it on the phone. It's super nice. And you can see here, I should have probably switched to the sniper, which we'll have a look at in just a moment, which I think is the most sort of interesting part about this, about the strategy behind switching weapons. And it's really quite satisfying indeed. So again, it adds that additional layer and depth into the gameplay, where we have two styles of play. So now it's saying take the sniper, which I will do. So literally a weapon swap. And now we get the zoom in for the sniper rifle. And you see here, when we get to the correct shot, like so, the middle of the scope lights up green, just sort of making it really nice and simple for the player, almost the hyper casualizing it a little bit. Not necessarily making it super easy, but here we go. Nice. So when we're thinking about CPI videos, that would be a pretty nice moment to maybe not that long on that bullet going through, but starting halfway through that sequence, or I don't know. Think about this stuff though. What's going to be in your video when you're making your game? What's going to be an epic moment? I am sure it said 100 times, but that's what the game... I'm sure you said it 100 times, but what's the game called again? I didn't. I said it about 3 times, Tom. First time I got it wrong, but this is Agent Hunt. And and the link is in the home store. If you follow the link to Wildwest Cowboy and go to the portfolio, I don't believe I put it in the description if I'm thinking now, but you can get it via the description anyway. Do you know the early and later CPIs on this game, and maybe some other metrics like day one and PTD3? Well, funny you should say that. I do, and I will share those with you in just 1 second. It's in the loading screen of the game. Of course it is. I knew that. That's a good shout. So yeah, this game in testing, and I think this should give you some indication of where we're heading for. When we were testing this game, day one was 45%. Day one retention, right? Day 7, 10%. Anyone want to guess on the CPI? And these are the sort of numbers that get the publishing managers excited. So someone can guess the CPI. I know we're not watching the CPI videos here, but if anyone can guess, it should give you a good indication of when you're doing tests, the sort of stuff that, you know, we're kind of looking for. Ooh, boo. 80 cents for Udall. Anyone else? 40 cents for Sparky. What is up, Sparky? Good to see you here. Thank you again for all your help on the Discord. You're such a blooming rock star on there. Appreciate you. 25 cents from Learn IT. Alright, keep going. I want a couple more guesses. I can see you all in the chat. Come on, don't be shy. I know the chat's not... 26 from Frantic. One more and I will reveal. You're all quite... Some of you are close. And we're going to go on to the mini bonus here. Sultan's going for 50 cents. Well, I can tell you that the CPI on this game was 20 cents. So we had a 45 day one, a 10% day 7, and a 20 cent CPI. So there you go. Lower than you all thought. Under 20 cents, Tom. No, it was 20 on the dot. So yeah. That's the sort of numbers for the FPSs that we're looking for. That is going to get the attention of the publishing managers here, and literally, they will beat me to. They will take it straight away from Homa Labs without even me telling them about it. So yeah, that's the numbers you're looking for. Right, let's see what's in this. Is it? Are we on it now? Let's have a look. I don't think so. Next level. My bad. All right. Going to keep on the sniper and then we're going to go through it real quick because I really want to get to the cowboy game, and we have a look at the monetization in that, which is very cool indeed. It's got a 4-tier system of monetization, and I want to get to it. So unlock new weapon. Now we filled that up. Obviously we would have a rewarded video. Why do we do this? Because we work so hard towards it. And it's a fair exchange of value. For 30-second video, you upgrade your gun. These work very well. We could, of course, buy them in the store with cash. It's a good opportunity here if you give away different weapons to make them special. Maybe you make this one a gold one, and that way the rewarded video is like an exclusive bit of kit. You just have to retexture this gun, and potentially that could give you a really nice incentive to the player to monetize this one further and really take advantage of that. Make sense? All right. So here we go. Coming up next. Apologies. So let's have a look at this. I actually can't remember what this star means. So let's find out together. So we are in targets 1. Oh, it's a wanted. Okay. I don't know if it always says that, does it? Here we go. Oh, right. So, special mini game. Exactly like we were talking about last week. Hopefully there's not a timer on this. I'm going to get almost ready. But you can see here, just mixes up the gameplay a bit. We've got different NPCs. And clearly it's this dude because he's in the yellow jumper. I think he needs shooting because of those trousers, to be fair. So we're going to do it. And here we go. But yeah. He deserved it, in my opinion. So just a nice little breaking gameplay there from the normal shooting the dudes with the baseball caps. So there you go. That's Agent Hunt. That's the first 6 levels. I think we kill it there. The one interesting fact I did want to go into for this game is, whilst I said it's leaning more on the hyper, the really interesting part about this is that the AI in the enemies is actually pretty deep, and it influences they can see when other players are being shot. I want to see if we can get to one of those levels real quick, but you'll often see if two of them, if one gets shot, you can see how the other one reacts there. And this actually makes it kind of alive and interesting. So that's something really quite unique about this game. It's kind of super interesting to see how the UI is actually the AI is reacting to the actions taken by you, the player, and I think that's really smart. I really want to keep playing all of these games, but I'm going to switch over to Cowboy. So just as a reminder, 45 day 1, 10% day 7, and 20 cents CPI on the first test of this game. Obviously, it's come a long way since then, but those are the testing numbers. All right, I'm just going to kill that fella there, and let's open up Wildwest Cowboy here, because this has been around a little bit longer, and it's really quite smart. So the link for this game on both iOS and Google Play is in the description. And there's a Banneker. What is up, good seer? I will answer your question in just a second. We are talking about FPS, says Banneker, but I'd like to elaborate. The games are rail shooters. Moving is done automatic in third person. Cover is in third person. Only shooter is in first person. I don't know what you mean about rail shooters, but yes, we are mixing up third person view and first person view in these games. Is that where you're coming from? It's so annoying you can't see the chat, guys. I really don't know why you can't see the chat here today. Super annoying. Let me just save that and do this and hello and do this and do this, and maybe that will jump back into life. Okay. Yes, so the switching of views that we covered last week in some detail is a super interesting one, and I think it goes back to what we talk about a lot on the channel, is changing up camera angles, and that is either in your CPI videos or indeed in game. And there was, like I said, I referred to last week because I did mention how changing up camera angles can really impact on a ton of stuff in your game, be it cinematic or dynamic sequences at end of level or beginning of level, especially in FPS where we go in third person view. Going through the levels here, I think adds a really nice bit of immersion and really seats the player in the world. And I think that works especially well on mobile because you really feel like you're going on the journey with the character, and I think that's really vital in this game, because you get to see a lot of the environment and a lot of different angles, which I think is really smart. Of course, I would experiment with this, Banneker. I think it's a great question, great to raise it like that, but think how you could do it. I mean, have we seen one, and I don't want to talk out of turn because I haven't played all this game, but have we seen it where we start off looking from the enemy's point of view? And we see that quite a lot in AAA, don't we? Maybe that might be it. Maybe it walks back, and I don't know, maybe there's a switch up there that could be explored to exploit a kind of a neat angle on things where I don't know. But yeah, that's right. That's how we just dissect these games to try and come up with that unique twist and bring something slightly fresher to the market. How long do you expect these hyper-realistic and FPS games to still remain relevant? I do not know, but I do not see it changing any time soon. How long did we expect to see the stickmen rule the store? is the answer. I'm just reading the things there. All right, let's get into this game. Right, so Wildwest Cowboy from Homa, links in the description. Straight into the onboarding here. Not no levels, no nothing. Just draw the bottles, which is really smart indeed. What is up, Blam? Good to see you here. Hello. All right, so let's go. So here goes for our onboarding. And here's the switcheroo on the cameras. And our first onboarding, which follows all the rules that we talk about all the time. A non-death level. So I am not harassed in any way. I cannot die and be killed and frustrated straight away because I'm getting shot at. So there's nothing you could do worse than having the first level where you can die, because if the player gets shot early on, they're gonna bail because they're frustrated. They're gonna go, oh, stupid thing, and that's it, they're gone. So this is perfect. There's no one shooting us. All we've got is a bit of target practice shooting up these bottles. So same deal here. Hold to aim on the excuse me, hold to aim on the scope here. I don't know Virtua Cop that. I'll get to your questions in a minute. I've really got to play some of this game. All right, so exactly the same controls. I like the fact that it shadows out around our field of view here, which is nice. There we go. Bit of sound. Now I might have to turn the sound off in a minute, in case we get monetized, because it's got a snazzy hooting tooting bit of a soundtrack going on here, which is really nice. So here we can see again our multiplication, oh my goodness, our rewarded video gamified multiply button there, which is cool. We can see here our level rewards here are 3 stars, $0, and 1 hammer. So immediately we have 3 currencies here, which is why I wanted to look at the shop and stuff today, because I think this is super interesting. Of opening up different tiers of currency within your game adds a lot of depth, a lot of intrigue, and various different ways that the player can be enticed into wanting to earn more. They can be motivated to get different different currencies can motivate them in different ways. English is hard. Thank you. It certainly is today. All right, so there we go. Hammers, stars, and dollars. And there was level 1 completed. Very nice indeed. Nice little animation, filling up our bank of goodies at the top right there. And we can see that we have a quarter of a way filled to a new prize that I've no idea what it is. It looks like a hat, but I don't know. Corded rail gun and all. Colette, what is that? I don't know that game. I will check it out after the stream. All right, let's go. So here we are. Very nice indeed. Again, let's go through it from the top because I kind of missed it. In this one, you'll see we have 6 stages per main level. Again, we have some sort of boss at the end. Because it's only 6 levels per mini segments per level or per mission or whatever, I think it's okay not to have anything too early on this one. You'll see here that 6 was the first time that we introduced the special kill the dude in the yellow jumper in Agent Hunt, and 6 is when we get the boss here. So 6 is looking like the sweet spot. If you've got any more segments, like you go over 12 or multiples of 6, I would just go straight down the middle. So if you've got 8, go 4. If you've got 10, go 5. Go that way, but make sure you don't have too long a run of the same old gameplay repeating itself, because that will fatigue players and get slightly dull, even if your level design is super on point. It's always good to mix that up and have that interest and variation to excite and delight and surprise your players along the way. You know Time Crisis for sure. We've spoken briefly about it once. Of course, Time Crisis is probably my favourite one of all time, if I'm honest. That the level design in that game is literally second to none. How about we play a little bit in the stream? It's probably available online now. Well, I'm going to concentrate on that, but head over, remind me over on the Discord, and I might even do a stream over there just for the Discord users. So another good reason to head over there. Let's go. Get the Black Cat Bandit and his lackeys. All right, nice language here. We have our boss at level 6. We have our battle icon down the bottom, super nice. We have a store here where we can see our heroes, and this is where we can choose different gunslingers, which is super nice. Great graphics here. And what's great there, only base house. Only base house. Okay, I'm not sure what base house is, but what is very nice here is the bottom one there, that I'm not going to lie, looks low-key like one of the founders here at Homa, but that's for another day. That's only available in store. So another really nice one here is that we're offering exclusive content here that you can only purchase, and that, you know, satisfies the needs of the collectors, and that and might motivate a sale here and there. There is level 3 is locked, level 7 is locked, and level 13 is locked. And I think that's a nice touch for the UI. Again, it kind of squeezes on the fact of like, oh, what's behind there, which is super nice. So let's go here. And we also have a map. Let's just do that real quick before we go any further. And we can see here, and we have our own dedicated stream on game maps. And I think, honestly, this one has smashed it. It is literally huge here, look. Super nice. So we can see all the things that there is to unlock. We can move around the map, which I personally really like. And we can see that we're literally going through the states here and unlocking them. And it teases us into all the things that we can unlock here. So the content is great and vast. Coyote Crossing. Look at that one. That looks super nice. So we can see here on our campaign, we are literally on the first one, clearly, because we've only done 2 levels. But again, look at the way they've done that. Take notes on how they've done the map. I think this is really smart. And it gives you like, oh, what's behind here? What's behind here? What's coming up? Very nice indeed. So let's go. And here we are, third person view, TPS view there. And we have 6 bullets. So let's take that dude out. I totally missed that. Nice. Oh, I think there's some combos going on there. And again, ooh, that bullet's nice. I actually prefer that bullet in this game to the other one. Just personal taste. I like the graphics there. But that was pretty cool. So 4 headshots, 100% accuracy, 5 kills. Very nice. Loads of goodies down the bottom. We won some cash this time, which is nice. So that's good to see. And a great animation as they fly up into our inventory there. And another 25% goes on to our next prize. Very nice. Alright, so again, don't let the filthy rat escape. So nice attitude here, which I think is really smart. So excited I had to sneeze. Bless myself. Alright, let's go. Let's just run through some of these. So again, we're on a roof now. Very nice. Basic yet inviting environments. Plenty of time to look around because we are undetected. Only starts to heat up after we shoot, so I can get a good look at where everybody is. A really nice simple level design tip there, because you're just giving the player the time to play on his own accord here. I choose when we start here and when I'm ready. I can choose my sequence if I'm that inclined. I'm going to start with this dude again. I've lost my finger on the screen because I've moved it around so much, but now I can have some sort of plan of action, which is super nice. Here we go. Thank you very much. I bless myself because I can, but I appreciate that. I think there's another one's brewing, but just too exciting not to be. Alright, so we are burning through that one. Very nice. Got plenty of 5 out of 5 headshots there, which is nice. And let's just go through this first level. So blood on the rails. Are we on a train? Nice. Okay. Alright, so you can see how we're mixing it up here within the environments. It's one of the things that I mentioned is having movement in the levels. Now I'm just going to let it pause here. I might have to duck around and you can see through the doors of the train. But all it's doing is looping in the background here, and it's so effective to make you feel like you're actually on a train. It was a better view we had before. Maybe when we move now? How can I get it? So you can see it moving in the background, but it just adds that interest. Oh my goodness. That's quite dangerous. Very nice. Beautiful way the UI comes in here. Think about this sort of stuff. Production value. Simple animation. Low battery. How is that even possible? Oh my goodness. Alright, well let's hope it holds out. That was on 100% when I started this stream. Did I kill that other one? I did, oh my goodness. Alright. Alright, so again, same tactics here. You still have the music on. Thanks, Jules. I will turn that music off. Okay, so I've just turned the sound off the iPad off just in case we do get demonetized. They put adverts on our stream. Alright, so that's scary. Same deal here with the rewarded video to unlock the new hat. Pretty cool. We won't do that obviously. And let's now go into the store because we now have this red indicator that there is options available to us. So if you're looking to put stores and stuff in your game, draw the attention of your user to that icon when something becomes available. It's perfectly done here because now I can see that there's something to do. You always want to be pulling your players into your store to promote anything that you've got going on here. And before the battery runs out, I think we should definitely look at the store because it's perfectly laid out. And I will have some further documentation on the replay that goes inside the academy. So head over to Homa Lab and sign up and access the academy there if you haven't done so already. And you can get the downloads that go along with this stream. But we lay it out in the order of how things work best within a store, and I think you'll find that super useful. So we have the starter pack at the top here, which is always the best one. Think about putting your best deal at the top. I'm super nervous while that keeps going off. And essentially bundle stuff up together. So immediately we have our starter pack here. We've take away the ads, which is always a good thing. 200 sheriff stars, which seems really generous to me considering we played 4 levels and only got 10. So don't be shy to entice the players in by making the deal sort of irresistible, and that is pretty much irresistible. And we get a revolver black silver, which is a curious name, but it's a level 60 gun for $6, which is kind of amazing really. So yeah, your starter pack there right at the top. We got our daily bonus, which is again another reason to entice your players back each day to come and claim that $300, which I think is pretty decent. Whether that goes up, I'm not sure. It might well do. But the daily bonus is a good one to put in there to bring the attention to your players to ensure that they're returning to the shop as often as you can to pull them in and tempt them in to part with their money. What's really nice here is we've got the Pro Pack underneath, which is really nicely anchored in price. Not quite double. $9.99, obviously below $10, so still pretty decent. We have a gold revolver, which is a premium at level 90. We have 400 sheriff badges, so double for less than double the price. And we have 200 hammers. And we've only got 4 at the moment. and we haven't really got into, because I've been talking and going through it and played it so much, but hammers will allow us to get other items in the game, which is really smart. How much CPI? How much CPI is needed to get an accepted prototype? Well, it all depends. I shared the numbers before, but you want as low as you can. It all depends. If the playtime is up, if the retention is sky high, it's all fluid. But we're looking under 60 cents to be interesting. So there we go. So there's the Pro Pack, nicely anchored against the Starter Pack here. Think about this sort of stuff when you're pricing. Be generous with the rewards. Make them look generous. We don't actually have a remove ads in the Pro Pack, which is kind of interesting. But we do have underneath that, screw those ads, which I love, for $3.99. So I think actually for me, I mean, we must have tested this, but I kind of would have, maybe it is. See, I like the fact that the ads only is $3.99, but anchored against that starter pack is kind of a no-brainer that you might as well get the starter pack because you get remove ads there anyway. So I wonder if we, I'll have to ask the team whether they've done some variations of placement here, but that's really good. That now makes the starter pack look even more generous when we anchor it against those both the deals. $3.99 for get rid of the ads, or $5.99 and you get 500. You get 200 sheriff badges and a level 60 gun. So that is super good value. We have some rewarded videos here, which is nice, in our free offer section. 3 hammers for a rewarded video and keys for rewarded videos. We have the Maverick pack, which is an exclusive gunslinger, which I love. He has additional health, firepower, and quicker for $4.99, which is super great. And individual hammers here, 30 for 99 cents. 200 gets you for $4.99, and 500 for $9.99. So again, the middle offer there is used as an anchor to try and persuade you for double the price. You get more than double the middle one. Daily offers, which is super cool. 50 stars for $9.99 for 99. That's pretty good as well. So yeah, think about this sort of stuff when you're designing your game around how you're going to monetize it. You don't have to put it in the game, but it's always good to really start thinking about this stuff and have a vision of how you're going to sell the stuff and how you're going to monetize your game to ensure that you've got it there and you build your game around that and your economy is solid right from the start. Make sense, everybody? I hope so. It's not obviously a matter of innovating, says Yonti. You know how to implement them, following all the best practices and make them work. Answer to what you had told me. Okay. I think I might have read that out of context. But either way, let's go. Let's see how much we can get out of this game before my iPad dies, which is super disappointing. And I do not understand. So let's burn through some of these levels. Nice. So again, switching views as we're moving throughout the levels here. Nice that the enemies are clearly visible with that slightly glowy red stroke border from them, just popping them out. Really nice, but not too much to make them feel like they're weird. Still retaining that sort of element of realism there, which I think is nice. Obviously, relatively low polyish style this game, but overall, it's kind of nice. Boss fight. Here we go. So we get a $20 reward. Jim Courtright. Nice. Let's go. Can't Jim? Let's take him out. Oh, here we go. So it shows him as there and a diamond over his head. Let's take out his minions here. Oh, what happened there? Ta-da. Got him. Oh. Nice. So, see the leaves here? Little touches like this. Really important. Nice little puffs of, I guess, sand or whatever going past there. And now we've got a key which introduces the 4th tier of economy in this game, which is super cool indeed. Very nice. So 6 hammers, 16 sheriff points. And now we can see that our dollars are spent to upgrade our character. So we will do that. So we are now... Oh, I can do it again. Sure. Oh, and again. There we go. So leveled up 4 times, spent all my money because I can. But now we can see if we want to upgrade again, we can watch a rewarded video. So why not? I'll get to your questions in a minute. I want to play through some of this. So here we go. The Water Wars mission. Jack is caught in a dispute between 2 towns over water rights. He discovers that a businessman is manipulating the towns to control the region. Jack must decide whether to turn the businessman over to the law or help the towns unite against him. Very cool. So, a little bit of story being creeped in here. That is not good English, but you get my point. Pretty robust and to the point. I think it's nice. It adds more depth to the game. And now you can see that our GUI is opening up in front of us now. We're getting through the game. Buy a stronger pistol. Strong enemies ahead. Nice. So now it's taken into the pistol store. Which, like I said, this is a very mature game. And we can see here the sheriff badges are allowing us to upgrade our guns. So now we know what that economy does, which could easily influence our decision moving forward. Very cool. And now we've got a better gun. Let's go. So we can play this relatively fast, which I nice. I just got a combo there and I broke it because I got so excited. So combos are a thing, which is great. Rewarding the player to go on that sort of streak. Lots of enemies here. So the pace has picked up, which is super fun to play. The controls are super on point, which is really nice. I don't know, Banneker, but I will find out. And if you want to know that, I will put it in the replay underneath. I thought it was more interesting to do Agent Hunt as it was a lesser game and a newer game for you guys to see, because that's newer to market. This is quite an oldish game now, so the numbers for Agent Hunt are way more relevant. So $50 here. I'm just going to try and burn through. You see the dudes are sitting down on this one. Great variation. Let's get some combos if we can. Got him. Smashed it. That was a 5 combo. Very nice. So building up some money. But the levels are just about the right length here to keep a nice flow to the game. Another hat for a rewarded video. Pretty nice. I think on the second one, I'd love to see like a hat and something else. I know it's a different colour, but I think for me, I would have loved to see something slightly different there. Right, so we're just about to upgrade this guy all to level 2, and you can see our stats are going up here. So character progression in here is great. We got a bit of a backstory there for our main dude Jack here, which is cool. And his hats, you can see there. Oh, look at that. Okay. So we're getting those hats for rewarded video, but we can also buy them for the sheriff's stars there, which is real nice. Very cool. Again, every single time here, Maverick Bounty Hunter. We're getting new missions, a load of cash for this one. Different environments, so you can see the level of care and detail here. And it's actually pretty wild. No pun intended. Oops. Oh, we've got a double gun. What's going on? Very nice. Oh, look at that big combo. Great feedback there for the player. Very nice. Can you stop coming, please? No wonder I got paid so much for this one. Oh, reload. Nice. Oh, look at that. I'm still going. Yeah, the variation of areas that Jilly's just mentioned there, it's really powerful to keep the player engaged, makes it really feel alive. When you look at the environment here, it's the small touches that really count for a lot, but they're not super busy. So at no point in the environment is fighting within the main core action of the game. The enemies are really clear, and yet it feels alive and it feels nice. I will get to your comments in a minute, guys. So here we go. I want to get to this second boss, 80 for this one. Again, we got another dot on our shop there, indicating that we do now have enough money to go and purchase something. Oh, he was a bit lively. So the combo is really nice. I really should be getting out of the way. There's our main man. Come on, stick your head out, dude. There we go. Our games with a $1 CPI and good playtime can be improved and accepted. $1 CPI is going to be a challenge. You're really looking for 60 cents and under. The trouble with $1 is that it's such a jump. You know, when we're looking at smaller, we need to get it down obviously as low as possible, and essentially $1 is a too big a hurdle to overcome. You'd have to radically change everything. So yes is the answer. It's too high. But as you can see, we had just a short time ago with Agent Hunt a 20 cent CPI, so they're still achievable, right? I love the fact that we got double guns here. I think that's really smart. I think the feedback on the combos is excellent. Famous last words. Is that it? I am. Oh, what? What did I miss? Oh, only 3 of them. So, oh, 4. Sorry, 5. So yeah, my bad. 6. What's he doing? Like ducking down. Oh, ta-da. So yeah, getting really exciting here. It's really nice. Feels really. They look way too close for my liking. Excuse me, sir. What are you doing? Oh look. So here's the environment. Totally missed it. So yeah, added environmental elements there to help us blow it up. Some, you know, once you see it, you see it. So I did pretty well. Just about to head towards the boss here, which is super nice. So we want the environment to interact with the game. It's super exciting to blow up dynamite in that. It fits really well for the cowboy theme. But, you know, we see oil drums or petrol tanks, or even if you're doing like a more urban thing, you can blow up cars and stuff. All right, Johnny. Shot his hat off. Okay. We're on the move, are we? Nice. He's pretty resilient. Nice. So, really nice pace when you actually play through it like you would normally, rather than me streaming it. We can see that the pace of that to get to a boss is really quite nice and fast, which I think they've got the flow and the rhythm of this game spot on. And there's not one thing that I felt like I've seen it before. It all feels fresh and new every single level. I think the increase of enemies per level makes it dynamic and exciting. And now we're in the ghost town. So we found an abandoned ghost town filled with former slaves who are hiding. I am not going to read all that out, but again, reinforcing the storyline here, really nice. And now we have the home base, which is what our keys are for. So again, the 4-tier currency system in this game is really quite robust. Adding those notification symbols on the icons down the bottom draw my attention to it, because I've completely forgotten about them because I was too into the game, which is another reason why you really want to consider doing that. Or anything that you want to draw your players' attention to, make it obvious and don't take it for granted that they're going to click what you think they are going to click. The other alternative to that is that you could pop it in their face so they can't move anything through it. They can't progress any further in the game until they click on that, or they press the button that you want them to press. So there's 2 options there: the notification which I personally like. It's very unintrusive. Or if it's something really key and critical to the game, I'd recommend, just cutting the game and taking them, for instance, straight to this screen saying unlock the home base, right? Home base, this is amazing. All right. So let's go to the build aspect here. All right, enter. Oh my goodness, look at this. And here we see the reason for the hammers. This is super cool. So we have 12 hammers and takes 5 for that one. Oh, 1 of 5. Oh boy, that's expensive. Okay, so we've got more monetization down here. Super smart. Rewarded video, you get you 3. Or we can buy them through stars. So 2 options here. Which I think is really nice. I want to spend... Have I spent everything? Let me spend it all. There we go. What do we get? So we got a table. Very nice. All right. So I like the fact that we are building up our home base there. I want to go back to that. Do we just go straight inside? But this is cool. So now we're building up our home. So really cementing ourselves in the world and the story. I love it. All right. Very cool. And it makes sense as well. Often we see with meta and stuff like that, it doesn't make any sense. I always quote, I think it was a Voodoo game. It's no flaming on them. It was just a weird, it was a runner. Then you ended in a museum or something. It had no relationship to each other. And I think this one here, we're building up that little shack. And if I go here, can I? Yeah, here we go. So now look, you can see what we're heading towards. We've got a ton of different areas that we can unlock and no doubt all become fancier or in different locations as we go to the map. I do want to see if we can get back to the map here. So where are we here? Oh wow, we're just, can I zoom? I can zoom as well, very cool. English is hard, thank you, Gonti. You can see this blue thing filling up on our campaign. So San Antonio is like literally a 1/10 of the way through, which is super smart. So I highly recommend you guys go and downloading this. It's a really accomplished, smart, mature game. It does pretty much everything right so far. Loads of meta, 4-tier economy, which is the sort of thing you want to be thinking about when you're building your game, to think, hold on a minute, this retention mechanic in, could we put cards in, could we do something similar to what has happened here? Not just FPS, but of course in any game, of how you can think about baking your monetization in right from the very start. Doesn't mean you have to build it. It just means that you set the seeds and put it in your game design document so we can see where the vision of your game is going, and we know exactly what could be, if that makes sense. That may all make sense in the chat. I'm going to play a couple more rounds here. Look at this. Very nice. So this is a great one to sort of start wrapping it up on. So all that's happening is that background mountain there is looping, but it really makes the whole thing feel alive. I love the fact that the enemies are walking away. I've got a sniper here. Am I shooting the slaves as well? That's slightly mean. Oh, I've run out of finger. Okay. Oh my goodness. But yeah, feeling very different right now. Oh, this is a problem for me on the iPad. Yeah. Okay. Oh, can I do that? Yeah, it's my fault. I need to do this. There we go. So I needed to change the camera angle because I ran out of screen space here, which is actually a really nice thing, that you can move the camera. Oh, that looked like it hurt. You can move the camera independent of the scope as well. Well done, Colette. And of course, if you want us to see more of this sort of stuff, you just hit the like button, or you can hit the subscribe as well. Then you'll get a notification when we go live. Again, every Friday, by the way. You're welcome. All right, so level 14. Let's do an upgrade. Let's spend all the monies. Level 3 now. So all the time, it's really feeling like we're moving forward in this game. That's what I was talking about, the rhythm and the flow. We're always getting new stuff to do, and I think it's really quite nice. I've got to get to that next thing because there's a horse icon there. So I believe that should be our mission A. So let's do it. Oh, I'm out of screen again. Let's see if we can get these hooting tooting cowboys, and let's see if we can get rid of them relatively quick to get to that horse level. Hopefully my iPad will hold out, which I'm amazed it has, if I'm honest, but I'm not sure I believe the 10% warning I just got. That makes no sense to me. But yeah, I've never felt like oh my goodness, I should shut up, shouldn't I, really? But we are at the end of this. I was just about to say, I've not really felt like I've ever felt like I could get hurt or die yet, which is really nice considering the amount of levels we played. I keep forgetting I can tap here to absolutely pummel the guns. I just want to see if we can get to the horse. But let me know, what do you think? And if you're on the replay, leave me a comment. The comments are always good for me because I can always reply to as many as I can all the time. It helps me out a lot to understand exactly what you like or what you didn't like. What didn't we go into today? How else can we help you? Look at this. Kudos to us. So we are on a horseback. Look at how they're coming up. Horseback ride. And is there ever a better example of a mini game here? I'm calling it a mini game, or bonus surprise levels, and how different this now feels. This is cool. Oh, that's super hard. Obviously, I reloaded just at the right time there, but this is very good indeed. I love it. Really feels like a new game, and I'm obviously rubbish. Nice. Oh, what? Let's get it down to 2% on the battery. Oh, there we go. Can't move. Zoomed. I'm going to get back to some of your questions in just a sec. But how about that? So 4th level there. Little surprise level with the horse. Really nicely done. Sprinkled in between the boss levels to really keep our players engaged. Mix it up a bit. Not straying far from the core mechanic, but just mixing it up enough to make it feel fresh and unique. And the level design here, I've got to give it up to the team. I think they've done a really nice job. Everything feels so different all the time. The mixture between the FPS and the TPS views works super well. You really get a feel of the environment you're walking around. That post actually leaves bullet holes, because if you shoot it 3 times like I did, it actually leaves bullet holes, which is a nice touch as well. Okay, some of these people take a few kills, and I can tap on my... Let's just button smash, which I think is super satisfying with the guns popping off like that. I'm totally don't care about anything right now. Would like to get to this boss real quick. I know we've gone over, but we can. So it's looking like a... Wow, there's loads of them. Oh my days. Hold on there, cowboy. I'm so gonna die here now. Really? Oh boy. There we go. So very different. The buildings. Yeah, exactly, Jill. So the base building element here is super nice. Are we going to do it? I'm going to have to call it because I don't want to go on too longer. But we're building up a ton of money, a ton of sheriff badges. No keys here. I'm guessing we get the keys on the bosses. So let's see if we get a key for this now, which is obviously is what we get for what we need to unlock new bases. Maybe it's a map thing when we get through a certain amount of levels. But yeah, very nice. So you can see why I wanted to play this one more than Agent Hunt today, because this one is a super chunky game. But I think there's a lot to be learned on the level design, certainly the monetization, the shop layout, and certainly the 4-tier currency within this game. Like, I am in the gunfight, to be fair. Just kind of hard to talk when you're getting shot at. Just saying. Okay, let's see if we can make it to this last boss fight. And we are way over. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. Let's go. Oh, that was the boss fight. Cool. All right. So there we have it, folks. Let me know what you think. In fact, why don't we do the old... Now, I can see your votes. Apologies for the chat not working today. I have no idea why. It worked on the... I don't know why that's not working. But it's not. And I'm just going to see what we would have got here. So we get a new mission coming up that. But let me know what you think. I want to see what you're saying in that chat. And of course, I'm going to say it's 10, 10, 10 all the way. But, you know, it's a really good example of how you can transform the FPS and add meta to it and design the levels around a typical... I think that's my... I wish I could tell you. I'll show you. Can I show you? Let's just vote again. It's all going horribly wrong, but I just want to... Look, up here, look. 100% it says my iPad is. Stupid thing. All right, so... yeah, there we go. I hope you found that interesting today. Let me know in the comments below, because that's really helpful. If you like this sort of stuff, you want us to go deeper on any topic whatsoever, leave me some comments. Leave your feedback in the comments section for me. Like and subscribe, obviously, to get notified when we go live again so you don't miss it. And you can come and ask us questions in the chat. I'm going to scroll up real quick to make sure I haven't missed anything. We've got 10 for Tom, a 10 for Jilly, a 10 for Elbow, 8.5 for Agent Hunt. Okay, I think we didn't give that particularly a big enough time here. Favorite mini games was in Red Dead Redemption, where you could play poker with the other cowboys and shoot them if they think you were cheated. Yeah, nice. So yeah, Tom, this is it. You know, you take your lead from the bigger console games, and I think mixing up the gameplay just gives you the edge. Imagine that when you start off with like an FPS and then you flick to a card game, or you're in the card game and you shoot them. Immediately, that is interesting and it's unusual, right? And I think it gives you a great opportunity to test CPI videos as well if you add in these sort of surprise levels and 2 or 3, like a boss level, a typical level, a different angle for a different angle on the typical core game, and maybe a bonus level or boss level for the other one. So it gives you these different sort of a set of 4 really different creatives to test the market and your marketability. And I think it's really a strong plan of action to get that core gameplay in, and all this other stuff can come later. But yeah, I like that. Poker game sounds really smart. You could unlock more knives and well, wait, what? Let's just go. Chris, thank you for that. Got a dash. Another superb academy. Have a great weekend. Well, I appreciate that, Chris. I know you won't see this, but thank you, sir. I appreciate you. All right. And knowing your trends. Let's have a quick look here. I just want to read the chat. It should be, if you're catching this on the replay, you can go to the live chat and read it back with me. Maybe you're smarter, but it doesn't seem different to us. Okay, there's a whole heap of... I don't know what you guys are talking about. We won't go there, but yeah, what do you think? Has this given you any inspiration for something that you could do in your game? If you're thinking about an FPS, is it as dynamic as that? Is the quality as good as what we saw today? Have you got enough interesting things to make that CPI video pop out and be curious to the user who watches it? Double guns remind me of Wolfenstein. Yeah, of course. I really thought that was fun. I like the idea. I enjoyed doing the single headshots, but honestly, at the end there, I was kind of wanting to button smash it because that was kind of fun. Da, 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 da. Knowing your trends right and mimicking the market, like George said and Kevin also attested to, is the most proven formula. You innovate within those bounds. So Udor has just said that. I'm not sure of the conversation before it, but yeah, we want to ensure that we're making the right game at the right time that the market is liking. Mimic. That's why I really like that, mimic the market, because it's really true. It's a great phrase. I've totally stolen it and I own it now. So, George, thank you for that. We want to innovate inside the market. Let me say that again. You want to mimic the market and innovate inside those parameters, right? So, what's working right now? What is missing? Where is the gap that we're trying to fill? How can we innovate on what's already working so we're not straying too far left field one way or another, and we're giving the people what they want but a new twist on things, right? I think there are too many things to keep in mind when you do something new. It doesn't necessarily need to be something new. You can take something and make it better. Well, yeah, that goes along the lines of model and improve, which is another great way of coming up with something proven in the market. Again, watch last week's stream where we covered this a bit. Take a proven formula, but just make it better and twist it a little bit to make it more unique. Success leaves clues, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. We've seen that. We did that with Attack Hole, right? With Hole and Fill. So there's nothing wrong with that. That's nothing to be shunned on. What is working now? How can you make it your own? How can you innovate within those parameters to make it truly unique so it just doesn't feel like a reskin? And there you go. It's not easy. I'm not saying it is, but this is why we do these streams, to throw these ideas around. And especially last week with that framework, I think it's super powerful. The 6 key ingredients, even if you just change the toy, I think that's a really good one. You could, what if inside, if you go like more of a stumble guys type vibe to this, or instead of a pistol, you throw bananas at them. I don't know. I'm just making stupid comments, but that's the thought process of trying to mix it up and see where you land with that. Maybe the bonus levels have really OP guns or whatever, or like on that horse. That was super cool. That was. Oh, my screen's just gone off. Oh my goodness. You can probably still see me, but I have got a blank screen here all round. Wow. Okay. It's all happening today. Don't panic, I'm back. I know. We're going to wrap it up. We've gone over. I hope everyone enjoyed that today. Give me a thumbs up and a subscribe if you think that's cool. Don't want to miss any other things. Well done, Colette, for downloading it. It was a 10 from you. How do you stream and show your device? I plug it in to my Mac. That's it. If you're using Android or something, you can use something like BlueStacks. There's probably more emulators, but BlueStacks is a really popular one if you want to do an Android sort of thing. You are from the Hole and Field team. All right. Nice. Congrats, dude. Yeah. Solid. All right. That's going to go and start wrapping it up for me. Come and join me on the Discord during the week. I post all new games and stuff in there. Keep your eye on the market for you. I only post the good ones I create. I couldn't possibly post every new game, but the ones I think have got quality, the ones I think are different, I think they're ones that you're worth just eyeballing it. Like, oh, okay, it's an idle game, but you know what? Maybe we could twist that, or the theme's good, or the graphics are good. It's really down to you to decide. But there's something about these games. Often I'll comment on them as well. But normally just share the links for you to go and just eyeball, keep an eye on what's coming out. These are what the better stuff that's hitting the market, not the run-of-the-mill stuff. The stuff that, not many runners I'm throwing in there. So it's worth joining us on the Discord for that. If you want to come and join me on LinkedIn, I'm sharing all the interesting stuff that I find over there on that group. I don't share that much because I'm being really selective on what I share. So it's well worth checking out. Highly curated by me. Just shared a post from Sammy from Ketchup, who shared a really interesting thing about a ticket system for skip hits inside hybrid casual, which is super awesome. So different from the Discord in that respect. All right, Making games is hard and fun. It is, sir. But there's no better job, I don't reckon. Different is better than good. We can all do it. Hang in there. I'm signing off. Have a good weekend, everybody. Thanks for joining with me. Get the replay on Monday inside the Academy. All the links, all the stuff's down below. Have a good one. I will see you next week, or I'll speak to you in the Discord throughout the week. All right, guys. See you later. Ta-da. Bye.